The Lord of the Rings is back! This news has been circulating since 2017, but fans still know nothing about the basics. Who will feature in it? When is the premiere? And what is the main plot? These are the exact questions we're going to answer in this video. Hi everyone, this is Clive. Get ready to be awesome! How long do we have to wait? We first got word that Amazon Studios bought the rights to Tolkien's Lord of the Rings books over 2 years ago. And since then, we have found out a couple of useful deadlines. Amazon Studios head Jennifer Salke is hoping to have the premiere of the series near 2021. The deal requires Amazon to produce at least 5 seasons, and more importantly, to start the production within 2 years. We also know that Amazon discussed an additional spin-off series. Sounds exciting, although the need for it will only become apparent after at least 1 season of the main show. What is it all about? There's one thing we know for sure. You should not expect a story that's similar to the trilogy. Events are going to unfold during a time called the Second Age. That means we will meet our heroes preceding the Fellowship of the Ring. In fact, it's even significantly before The Hobbit takes place. The Second Age begins around 5,000 years before Frodo was born, and ends 500 years before baby Frodo even exists. According to a representative for the Tolkien estate, the plot will still bring previously unexplored stories to the screen based on j.r.r. Tolkien's original writings. At the beginning of 2019, Amazon shared the first interactive map, which showed the part of Middle-earth that'll be depicted in the show. The biggest fans were more than satisfied with it, and they started to investigate every little part of it. If the map doesn't reveal a lot to you, we will help you out. Here is what we see. The first map only shows us the land, with not a river nor mountain labeled. But even without any place names, we know this map depicts the Age of Men, that began with the first defeat of Sauron. So, it is pretty obvious that the Dark Lord Sauron will be a major part of the new show. More than that, we will most probably see Annatar, who was the one who helped to make the rings, and he was said to be a gorgeous young man, who turned out to be the Dark Lord Sauron in disguise. So, we might see a hell of a hottie portraying Sauron. The Amazon maps that came later shared regional names, and one of those names, Colinardon, seen in the center left. Actually, Colinardon is the early name of Rohan, home of everyone's favorite blonde ringwraith slayer, Éowyn. That map totally busted a previous fan rumor, which said that Aragorn would be the main character of the series. Of course, Aragorn is an old fella, but certainly not 500 years old. Overall, we get 5 maps that practically tell us this. First, that the showrunners are likely interested in telling stories across the vast swath of Middle-earth's ages, connected by the history of the 20 Rings of Power. Second, seems like Amazon wants to capitalize on the popularity of Game of Thrones with this show. The thing is, Tolkien only sketched out the creation of the Rings of Power and the fall of Númenor. But we're certain that those stories are full of the political intrigue, epic battles, sexy villains, magic, and looming catastrophe that, for instance, made the GOT universe so popular. How much does it cost? Back in 2017, when news of the show broke, Deadline reported that Amazon paid close to $250 million just for the rights, making it the most expensive TV series ever. That doesn't, of course, include the money it'll cost to hire the actors and crew, and actually make the show even more pricey than it already is. Several months after the acquisition, more details of the deal emerged, with The Hollywood Reporter indicating that a 5-season series has a budget that will collectively amount to more than $1 billion. That massive sum is one of the largest budgets any series has ever been granted from the start. Who is in the deal? The main showrunners are going to be the duo of J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay. Who are they? Payne and McKay are rising feature writers who recently worked on Star Trek IV for producer J.J. Abrams. Both feel absolutely thrilled to be partnering with Amazon to bring the Tolkien universe back to life again. They recently shared, "We feel like Frodo, setting out from the Shire with a great responsibility in our care. It is the beginning of the adventure of a lifetime." Game of Thrones writer and co-executive producer Brian Cogman will also be consulting on the series. What will Cogman borrow from the world of Westeros? Well, let's recall his episodes of the HBO fantasy drama, and that will shed some light on his style. He was the one responsible for Season 1's Cripples, Bastards, and Broken Things. He wrote Season 3's Kissed by Fire and Episode 2 of the 8th season, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. Wow, that is intriguing, but not as much as the question of who's been cast in Amazon's Lord of the Rings. We know a little bit about that. Ian McKellen, who played Gandalf in all 6 of the Lord of the Rings and Hobbits films, has expressed his interest in reprising his role for the TV series. During an interview on Graham Norton's BBC radio show back in December 2017, Norton asked whether McKellen would be annoyed to see another actor playing Gandalf. The actor answered in the best way possible. He said, "I haven't said yes because I haven't been asked, but are you suggesting that someone else is going to play it? Gandalf is over 7,000 years old, so I'm not too old." It will be a pleasant surprise to see McKellen playing this beloved character. Another burning question is about the role of Anatar, Lord of Gifts. This is a tough one. Probably someone agelessly beautiful and with the gravitas to seem genuinely menacing. The fans suggested Michael Fassbender for the role. He's a good option, though it should probably be someone younger. Perhaps Adam Driver could fit in the role? Although Sauron is the chief villain of The Lord of the Rings, he is hardly the greatest threat in the history of Middle-earth. Long before the start of the trilogy, Sauron was himself the servant of a greater evil, Melkor, also known as Morgoth. He's essentially Middle-earth's analog to Satan, responsible for acts of destruction and evil that shape the history of Middle-earth. Who should play him? There are a few solid candidates for this role, but Ron Perlman's resume looks like the strongest here, as over his long career, Perlman has played a variety of villains and has a much-needed charm. And what about the young hobbits? Oh, just imagine how fun it would be if the Stranger Things kids were cast as those little brave ones. What are your thoughts on the subject? Who is the best option for the role of young Sauron? Write to us in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Ossa'm Movies to stay tuned about your favorite films and TV shows.